Hi, my friends. So today I want to talk about trauma. And I know trauma, that word in itself, can be very triggering. But I want to explain we have all experienced trauma in our life. And some are traumas with a big T, unfortunately. Terrible things in life, such as abuse, rape, war, the obvious ones. And then there are the small t traumas that we've all experienced. So I want to explain what trauma is, how it's defined. It is defined as an incident that happens to us where we have heightened emotion, a lot of negative emotion. And in that negative emotion, we create meaning with what happens. We declare things about ourselves, about life, and about others, and it's embedded in our subconscious mind, and that is the lens through which we look. And I want to explain. So again, I always say we live for up here. We can justify things that happen in our life and realize that it affected us and how it's affecting us going forward. But if we don't move into the emotion, right, and the meaning that we gave it and how it truly affected us, because most of us don't know how to be with our emotions, right? We suppress it and push it down. When we don't deal with that and we only live from it here up, it manifests. It manifests in our pain body, and it creates, addiction, codependency, inability to commit and be in relationships, so many different things. So that's why it's so important to really look at these incidents and how they affect you and the meaning that you gave to it. So this past year has been amazing. Working the E4 trauma method created by my amazing mentor, Dr. Erin. You know, I've been doing this work for 20 years, doing many different modalities, working through a lot of my own healing and trauma. And yet, this last year, going through the E4 trauma method, I realized I was holding on to a lot of pain. Again, I had dealt with it. I know how it affects me in my life and relationship and done a lot of the work, but getting in there has made such a huge difference for me. And I see it with my clients. I mean, there's an immediate release when you go into the incident and realize all of these beliefs that you created. Remember, that's the lens that you're looking through. And so I want to explain just an incident. Now, remember when you were a child out on the playground? Maybe you don't, but you were not included. You were excluded, or you were bullied or made fun of, or you were embarrassed in front of the whole class. You remember that moment. You remember how it felt. And in that moment, in that negative emotion, you decided, you gave it meaning. I'm not enough, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not included, or girls don't like me. And that goes into your subconscious mind, and that is how you are viewing the world. Those are the beliefs that you are seeing yourself in life. Or even bigger traumas that, one client of mine, her boyfriend, they got into a terrible fight, and he said something really terrible to her that night that he said in anger. But it was so painful to her that he said this, because it went way back into her childhood. But it was this one statement, and she put so much meaning on it and was holding on to that. And in that moment, she declared her biggest fear. And I'm not going to say it, but it was just her biggest fear. And that is what she was holding on to. She declared for herself that that is who she's going to end up being like. And she did not want that. And it created so much tension within her body and her boyfriend. So I took her into that incident, into the emotion around it. There was a huge release of tears and so much emotion, and she realized how much meaning she was giving to it. And she took her power back. She declared something new for herself. That fear that she created when she was younger, it's not her truth. She was able to declare something new for herself, and she let go of this idea and this belief and this fear, and she's so much lighter. So now she can look through a different lens. So my friends, it's so important. Like I said, we live up here. We deal with things, we validate things, we suppress our emotions because most of us don't know how to be with our emotions. But that manifests over time and in so many ways, so many negative ways. So our true freedom is moving beyond up here, moving into the incident, into the emotion and all the meaning that we gave it, getting to the root of it, pulling it out, right? And declaring something new for ourselves, realizing that we were operating from this heightened state of emotion, and we can rewire the subconscious mind We can create new beliefs about ourselves, about others. And this E4 trauma method created by Dr. Aaron, I am so grateful for it. It's so profound in my healing and so amazing to see my clients. There's an immediate shift of energy. And yeah, that's the power of this healing. So I just want to invite you into opening up your mind to trauma. We've all had it. Big trauma, unfortunately. Life is hard, isn't it? Yes. But also the little traumas, they really impact us in how we see ourselves in the world.